So this video is going to be very laid back, very to the point. I just want to list some things I don't like and I've never liked about Alicia Dougherty's channel. I've even written it down so I can be as petty as hell, since Alicia really likes to take the time to go and copyright strike my channel, even though I haven't bloody talked about her in ages. She's a dying channel. She's not on my list. I can't be bothered to talk about her. And what I used wasn't even going against fair use. Everything I do on my channel is fair use, but her management company have this like automated thing where they just go around and they just strike your channel. I don't think they have any purpose to ever take it any further, but they just love to go around and ruffle some feathers. So before you ask, no, I was not out of fair use. Yes, I have actually emailed YouTube. If you're wondering and you follow me from the whole like Lauren the Mortician thing, yes, this is exactly like what Jeanette and Lauren the Mortician do. Yeah, this is exactly like that. So you can understand why I was annoyed enough to write a whole like 2 pages long on why I can't stand her channel.
Right, we're making waffles for breakfast.
Feeling a little bit petty today. If you're wondering, yes, Alicia has been copyright claiming other channels. She's been doing it to... She did it to Cursed Eye, which, by the way, I will leave her video where she's been talking about this, because she's basically been copyright struck, I think, several times at this point. And obviously, if you keep on getting struck, it will take away your channel. Geordie, it's Geordie, and then there's Snarky Bish. There's a few of them. I don't watch everyone's channels. However, I am well aware that this is a whole issue that Alicia keeps on doing. So what have I done? Before we get on to the reasonings as to why I do not like her channel and I do not think it should be put on the internet, is basically what I've done is I've got in contact with the little people at YouTube. You can do a little automate thing. So I've talked to them. I sent them a video. They said, right, we're going to have someone manually go and review it and actually see whether or not they're taking the biscuit or not, rather than you appealing it and giving them all your details. And I don't want to do that. I'll do that. That's the last thing I can't be bothered, because I do know full well that Alicia doesn't want to take anyone to court. When you put in that copyright strike, if I were to then appeal it and like fight against them, that's them basically saying like, I will take you to court over this like little TikTok short kind of thing. And they're banking on the fact that I'm not going to fight back. So I'm just going to go to YouTube and say, hey, over here, help me out. Look at this for me. Do you see anything the matter with it? And then they'll then sort it out for me. Because frick having to get into contact with Alicia, because Alicia is annoying. So yeah, I've been told, wait for my email. I'm going to sort it out for you. So fingers crossed that gets sorted out. Because Alicia can't stand the fact that her channel is irrelevant. She cannot stand the fact that her channel was irrelevant. It boomed up. She's annoying. The reasons why I started covering her was because I didn't like the fact that she was going through her kids' medicine and was basically like sorting out all her kids' meds on camera and then saying the name of the kids. And not only would she also did this video where it was like organizing my kids' medicine and like putting it into little cups. She got away with doing this for so long. This was at the point where you used to say to people like, the Dougherty doesn't, Alicia's a bit of a weirdo, and people would go, no, how dare you? That then happened. Then also started doing wish lists around this time as well. Where on Amazon, she used to have these like ridiculous wish lists, but then she also used to claim that she was earning like 30k a month. But then used to have these like mad wish lists where it would have like all sorts of stuff on it. That was one of the things that wasn't too good. She also started an Instagram for her 3-4-year-old at the time. And there were also all of these little spin-off accounts that were basically calling that child like all sorts of names, but she used to leave it up. I don't really know what she was going out on over there. That really infamous video where I'll play a little bit for it right here, where she was basically like caught saying to her kids, like her kid was like, I don't want to make dinner. And Alicia was like, no, I need a video of you making that dinner, ba ba da ba da ba. And that then sparked off this whole thing where the nan turned around and said to one of her children, I'm gonna beat you like a little girl. So many people defended that, by the way. You'd actually be quite astounded.
Alex! What? Leave her alone or I'll beat you.
Yeah, she'll beat
Move on to the food hoarding part of it as well, where she then started hoarding a whole load of food, and people were then telling me and other people, like, don't be so rude, like, people just really like buying stuff, and it's just, you're really jealous because you can't afford that amount of food in your pantry. And I'd be like, no, like, this is utterly ridiculous. Cue also the fact that she was then talking about the fact that her children have fetal alcohol syndrome and that they shouldn't be eating sugar or dairy or blah 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 blah. Yet this is the kind of stuff that she feeds her kids on a regular basis. Okay, so she knows that she's poisoning her kids. She knows that she is, like, doing them a disservice.
What if these kids are very sensitive to sugar? And that reminds me, sugar and dairy and carbs, they can create an addiction to, because these children they were predisposed to addiction in utero. And basically for the rest of their life, they will always have to watch for things that they could be addicted to.
She basically turned around and said that she didn't want to adopt these kids because those kids would affect her income. Quite interesting, because those same kids, one of them got really objectified when they were on her channel. Like, Alicia would literally objectify this child and it was freaking strange. And the other one kind of similar so, but they would become the main focal points of the channel despite them not being her kids. And then when one of the kids then decided to leave one day or whatever was happening, Alicia then decided to tell the whole entire world that that child also self-harms. So that's quite nice. They also invited a load of kids to come see them when they went away on holiday. They went away on vacation, and they literally encouraged other kids that knew them off of social media to come and say hello, which then led to one of their kids having to be escorted back by a police car because whatever the hell was going on over there. We never really hear about it, but that was pretty weird one. Oh, and then swiftly followed by the fact that she then let her child, who was a child at the time, who had a permit, drive her and her husband back home when they were extremely drunk, and he had a broken arm, slurring her words.
Alex has a broken thumb, so he has a cast on one hand, and once again, driving lessons are stalled. The benefits of having a teen driver.
Don't talk about that. James, you're never driving.
I'm gonna go in the middle because that's the safest place if a car crash happens.
Okay.
Weirdly enough, she was actually sponsored by Mothers Against Drink Driving or whatever was going on. She was sponsored by them. Anyway, people then contacted her sponsors and was like, hey, do you know that she let her son drive her and her drunk husband and her drunk back home even though he has a broken arm? Not only that, drive the whole entire family back home, and one of the little kids is literally heard saying, I'm gonna sit in the middle because there's less chance of a crash, whatever's going on. Sandwich gate thing, where she didn't actually, it turns out she basically got all this meat for free off of the sponsorship, sandwich meat for free, saying that she was going to donate like 200 sandwiches, and then it turns out that she couldn't actually donate the sandwiches, so God knows what actually happened to those sandwiches. People were also contacting the place where she said she was donating all of this stuff to, and they turned around and went, yeah, I'd never heard of this woman before. Despite this shelter or whatever it was also taking pictures of like celebrities or whatever, like influencers who come and donate, for some reason Alicia Dougherty didn't manage to get that photo up, which was a little bit confusing. Oh, also, straight after that happened, she also decided that she was going to do a Dougherty Doesn't Give Back, and every single month of like last year or something, she was going to give back to a charity of her choice. Well, guess what? No one really wanted to get involved with it. She didn't match any of the donations, and that just idled off. Never heard about that ever again. So I don't even know what happened to the money that she managed to donate. Probably should ask her about this one. One of her kids has now since left the Dougherty Dozen household. All she's been doing is basically dragging this child, saying the stuff about that child, who is literally a child, saying all the stuff about her, like really icky stuff going on. And now one of her main life missions is to basically just shop until they don't have any money and damage her kids, basically, because half of her kids can't actually physiologically consume a lot of the stuff that she claims that they eat, but it's fine because it's all in the name of content.
Let's go check out. they're all checked out. Now I gotta bring it to the door.
Nice to say that is not absolutely all the reasonings why I don't like Alicia Dougherty. Oh, some really quick honorary mentions also going to the fact that she openly supports Ren Eleanor's mum, Jacqueline, who, if you don't know who Ren Eleanor is, literally just type in Ren Eleanor Jacqueline. Yeah, that's not quite a good look. She also went around and like called one of her kids, like did this like dupe video where she was basically bullying her kids. But apparently that was fun, that was content. Oh, also she used to dump dirty pool water into her neighbor's backyard, and I actually had one of her neighbors comment on my videos and say that this has been like an ongoing issue and that Alicia really needs to, you know, rein it in, because she's already been told off because she basically dumps like dirty pool water / septic tank, like whatever's going on. She basically used to dump a load of it into her neighbor's yard.
Had an idea.
Oh. Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Okay.
It's drastic, so prepare yourself.
Alrighty.
But oh, this is crazy. But what if we buy a big plastic tote and we put it down there and we drain the wash water? You could do laundry. You drain the wash water in. You put you use a sump pump and a hose and put the hose across into the neighbor's yard, and you could pump the water out all the way over to there.
Suffice to say, that's just some of the things that she does which annoys me. But I just had to get that off of my chest, because there's definite reasonings as to why people cover Alicia and why they have covered Alicia, because she's an absolute menace. And the only reasoning why she's going around and she's trying to silence smaller creators is because she knows that a lot of them are not going to bite back. This is actually quite a lot of people's livelihoods. This is one of her livelihoods, okay? This is her livelihood. This is how I earn a lot of my money. Are people on this app who abuse the copyright strike system, knowing full well that YouTube is just slow, all right? The people who you speak to, if you can even speak to them at all, it's not very easy to get through to actual YouTube. And a lot of the time it's just passed through. So I woke up, I had my video removed, I had a strike on my channel. I had no say in that whatsoever. YouTube probably didn't even see it. I actually had to go and email them and put forward for them to actually look at it, and I'm then going to hear back from them. That is how little YouTube actually have to do with the system when someone puts forward a copyright strike. But it can have someone's livelihood taken away, and it is actually infuriating. I know this is so ranty and whatever, and I've actually got a better video planned for tomorrow, so don't worry, because a lot of you guys will have no idea what I'm even talking about. But after what has been happening with like Janet and Lauren and all of that, it's like, there needs to be a better system. There needs to be. Like, there has to be something better out there to protect creators from people like this who she probably has no idea that she's even copyright striking me. I literally used a snippet. I used one of her shorts and I was talking about it. I wasn't just stealing it. For the love. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. It's just been ultra rambly, but I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. I'll catch up with you guys in the next video.